Okay then, guys, and this is the Katie Choir's new Football Manager series. This is for 2015. Obviously, 2014 we got ourselves into the Premier League, and the aim is to do the exact same again this time. Um, just I have to narrate this. I've already recorded it, and for some reason my headset didn't work, so I'm going to be a bit off the pace with some of this. So you're going to notice that things are going to change around a lot, and you're basically gonna see me get lost. Thing is, I've seen all this take place once already, so if I'm a bit unimpressed with what goes on during, it'll be purely because of that. As you can see, we're on the main screen right now. Dave Body is welcoming us to Newport County. I'm pretty certain in a minute you're going to be having a look at a few things to do with our club. Obviously, our squad. Players we're looking to get rid of. I know I did sort of look at the players that I want rid of. Unfortunately, they're players who I would like to have been able to keep at the club. But the way that goes, people are underrated. And as you can see, we're on the transfers screen. I did attempt to get 3 players on loan from Swansea, which I don't see the problem. Those 3 in the end rejected us, unfortunately. Personally, like I say, I don't see why they don't fancy coming down and getting a bit of football, because they're going to be rotting away in Swansea's reserves all season. But they turned us down, unfortunately. But that's not the end of the world, as you will come to find out. I'm showing you obviously the tactics there. The tactics are pretty much the same as last year. I've had a little opportunity to tweak them, because obviously we did have a save. Obviously episode 1 you would have seen. Well, most of you would have seen already, and obviously we had a few technical difficulties with it. Obviously I got a technical difficulty next, so I couldn't get my microphone to work. But then before I say any more about that, as you can see, I'm moving around at the players who I am getting rid of, and I've only got a small screen to narrate this with, but if I remember right, I'm looking at Aaron O'Connor, I'm looking at Mark Byrne, I'm looking at Ismail Yakubu as players who are going to move on, also Max Porter, and it's only because of the way they're rated. I'd have loved to have kept Mark Byrne, I'd have loved to have kept Yakubu and Aaron O'Connor, but with the way they're rated, there's not a lot you can really do. You got to be competitive with the game, you've got to play the game. You can't have overly much love for your players who you like in real life if they're not rated high enough in the game. I'm just going to adjust my microphone and make it a little bit louder. Will it let me? It's not going to let me during the recording, but then hopefully you can pick up what I'm saying now. So O'Connor, Max Porter, Mark Byrne and Ismail Yakubu will all eventually move on. But then at some point then it's going to bring you to where I've signed some players at some point. I think it's around about the 6-minute mark, 6 to 7 minutes. But I say you got to have a competitive squad if you want to do well. I mean, the aim is to get us into the Premier League, and you got to be ruthless as a manager to get the success that you're looking for. And although I know Justin Edinburgh in real life has his players that he likes, and he's got his favourites. I wouldn't say so much favourites, but then he's got his players he used to have at Rushton who have done decently for him, and he tries to stand by them as often as he can, which is good. Loyalty in football is great, but I say if you really want to advance, you've got to keep mixing things up, keep shaking things up. Okay, now I'm actually looking at my my staff, because Jimmy Dack is such an underrated coach on this. As an assistant manager, he's crap. In real life, I know he's awesome. Jimmy's, we all love Jimmy. And if you're looking at his stats now, and they're not good at all, are they really? So I've ended up having to mutually terminate Jimmy's contract, which is crap. I know I don't like doing that, but it's just something that you got to do. A good assistant manager can give you better star ratings on players, and take better training sessions and things like that. motivate the players better. Man management is another big thing as well with an assistant manager. So as you can see, I think I've offered him his mutual termination there, and he agreed to it. Unfortunately, we've had to give him 45k, but it's a small price to pay to get things improved around you. So it's obviously broken my heart that Jimmy Dack has had to move on. We got a personal message from Dave Body there. Obviously, we're going to learn more about the club from him, but then I'm not going to take you through all that. To try and cut it down as much as possible. I remember last year's first episode was full and crammed with a lot of bullshit, so I'm not going to make that mistake. What are we looking at now? Flying my mess around, friendly matches and fixtures. Fixture list is the same as real life, and as you can see, we got Bournemouth. We drawn home to Bournemouth in the first round of the Capital One Cup. See, in this episode, you are going to see the opening game and the League Cup game. So it's an extended episode with only 2 games. Obviously, I want to introduce you into the save, properly before we kick into it. Obviously, I want to take you through, the changes that we're making to the squad and the backroom. Obviously, I like to operate with a director of football. I tend to find that they can pick up some jobs for you and end up doing a better job for you. So, funny enough, I don't think I particularly show it, but I actually bring John Relish back to Newport County. Right, now we are on our transfer screen, and I am going to take you through each individual player we brought in, and obviously the 4 players I said who are going to leave, will have left. So I'm just waiting for when, because I'm babbling on there and it's not picking up a single thing, So hopefully now you can pick up on the star ratings of the players that we've bought. Obviously, I would have showed you the tactics that I'm using, and I would have identified that we needed a left back, a right back, a left winger, and a right winger. And I've also brought Clinton Morrison to the club as another good striker, because you always need good strikers if you want to win games. And Clinton Morrison, he's got all the he's got still got a lot of ability, and he's got a lot of experience, so he could prove to be invaluable for us. If you're looking at star ratings now, obviously there's better players than Clinton. Clinton will only come in for the season, I'd imagine, but hopefully, we'll be in a position where we can sign a couple of players up. Will Beasley's a left back, only 19 years old as well, and look at the potential on him. I'm actually poking at the Black Star. Now, the Black Star is the uncertainty levels that they can reach. Now, that's basically saying there's a possibility they could go that far. That's if they're playing regular, that's potential, additional potential they could have. So, and I'm saying on this, I think it's a really good addition to the game, because I don't think some players should be halted, at a particular level. I think the chance to surpass their potential should be within the game, and I think that's a really, really good addition. That's a player we got on loan from Oxford. Don't know why they've let him out on loan for. He's a decent right back, and he's going to improve a lot. Hopefully we don't make him better and send him back to Oxford, and that comes and bites us in the ass. But hopefully we can sign him up on a permanent deal if he turns out to be good. Who's the next one I'm going to show you? Next one is Asias. Yes, he's an experienced Dutch left winger. Like I say, he's got a good rating as well. He's a player that could come pretty good for us. So I say we got covered now for left wing, because my other left wing is going to be Christian Jolly. Robbie Wilmot's my right winger, and as you can see, I think I'm going to show you the right winger that we've signed. Not an Argentinian, sorry, a Colombian, Esteban Lopez, who's got a lot of potential. And like I say, the Black Star again, if he has, if he does well for us, then he could become a real top player. So you can see some good signings we've made. I don't think that's all the signings I've made. I mean, obviously, I'm not sure if I've showed you Burge yet. We brought Burge back to the club, because Michael Flynn, as much as I love Flynn, he's rated really, really poorly. He's only a 2-star, so we're not planning on using him, but he's still our under 18s manager, so we're keeping him at the club to do that job. And obviously, there's no pending transfers. And at this point, I'm showing you now the wage budget that we got left, just in case we end up needing to use it. But then Collins is off on loan to Bath. I think he went to Bath on loan. But then I'm also offering out all our other good-looking youngsters: Collins, Tom Owen Evans, Kyle Patton. They're all looking good at the moment. They all look like they're going to become good. And Reagan Poole is in our first team. Now I'm taking you through to the Wycombe game now. Obviously, I already know what the score was, which obviously makes this commentary a little bit crap, to say the least. But then I'm going to try and act surprised, in insignificant parts of the game. I'm taking you through the team selection. Obviously, I'm narrating off a small screen, so I can't read it all that well. But then, because the headset's working now, this will be the only episode that will be narrated. So I'm making the necessary changes I feel are right for us to go ahead and win this game. Obviously, because Stevens is out injured, we've had to promote a backup goalkeeper. And any moment now, we're going to be going through and seeing our first match of the season. I've decided that I'm reverting back to full highlights. Basically, cutting up the game is not what I want to do anymore, because I feel that you guys will enjoy the series more when you can see more of what's going on during the matches, and not just me allowing you to see a replay of a goal that we've scored or conceded, or just showing you when someone gets sent off or whatever. Obviously, the only real highlights you were seeing in proper time were us taking penalties and stuff like that. So hopefully now we will, it'll be a better series if you can see the games. And we're not, because it's a better laptop, you're not going to see it so much in this. It does jump a little bit in this, but it's only because I hadn't adjusted the settings to make them automatic for this PC. Obviously, we don't want to have any jumping in the middle of it, because obviously that was what was extending the games a lot. All the jumping and stuff like that during the 3D highlights. But when I through to the Wycombe game, it's going to kick off pretty much any second now. So I'm probably talking a lot of crap again, yeah. But thankfully you can't hear that. You can only hear the crap I'm talking now. Obviously the scenery is going to be cut out, and the sky is going to be cut out on future highlights. As much as it looks nice to have the scenery around the stadium and stuff like that, for me, it's stuff that you don't really need, and it'll be, you'll be better off without it, because it'll make the match run a bit better. And obviously we had an injury to our new left back, unfortunately. A bit of a shitter, but these things happen. And Andrew Hughes, I think it was, who I brought on for left back. I took Hughesy out of left back because I felt he's better at centre back. But then he ended up having to go into left back anyway. But like I say, our tactics are well tweaked now. So at this point, I'm hoping that the tactics are going to kick in and do well by us. And we're in the 14th minute now. And I can't see properly who's on the ball, but I do remember who scored. I think I remember who scored the goals anyway. You can see, yeah, there's a bit of jumping now. Hopefully, with the adjustment to the settings I've made, it won't happen. And as you can see, we go 1-0 up. It's Rennie Howe. He's a very well rated striker on this. I gotta be fair to him. And taking an early lead has certainly done us the world of good, yeah. As far as I remember, it was a quiet first half. Nothing over impressive, but going in with a 1-0 lead is always a good thing. Okay, if I can remember, there was no need to make any subs. Obviously, the ratings you can see, they're not the best, but they're decent. So, onwards, and let's see if we can build on this 1-0 lead. It's obviously there's always a small highlight reel at the beginning of a half. But then we've looked pretty impressive so far. Obviously, it's been pretty quiet. You know, when a game is quite flat and quiet, it's always good if you can pinch a goal in the middle of it. And we're keeping hold of the ball well, yeah. Fair play. Moving it very nicely. That's great play, innit? And it's there. And if I remember right, it's Rennie Howe again. Get in there. Good way to start the second half. If I remember right, we defended really well in this as well. Jolly. Oh, forgot about that. It's a good save that from the keeper. Fair play, Jolly. Looking dangerous. You know, as we remember him at his best. See, good defending yet again. Wickham's game being completely squashed out. Oh, I remember this. They got through on goal. The one chance they had. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I may have spoiled it. Oh well, I did go on about how we defended well. I think I pretty much gave the hint that, you know, they don't really do an awful lot. But obviously, as you can see, we're leading 2-0. We're comfortable. You know, the tactics are working a treat at the moment. Jolly getting close again there. But these tactics are available to anybody who wants them. Anybody who wants to use these for their own personal save. You don't have to be Newport County. It can be any save. It can be anybody who's watching these. If you were watching our series, I got no problem sharing tactics with you. And they can be shared quite easily. I think they go down to 10 men, yeah, don't they? Yep. Off you go, cynical foul. So at this point, the game is pretty much 10 men, 2-0 up. You know, only, well, under 20 minutes left. Yeah, easy. A third goal would round it off quite nice, though, I'd imagine. I remember that. It was a Wilmot free kick, and Wilmot can hit them on this, because on our last save, he hit a good free kick. Yeah, we make all our subs. Give some people a run out. And there it is, a third goal that I was talking about, which would have been nice. Christian Jolly was the one who got it. I thought it was Jolly. I knew Howe got two, but I thought it might have been Jolly. And for some reason, only 1 minute of added time. It's quite weird considering we've made all our subs. I'd imagine they've made subs as well. Because when you're 2-0 down, you got to try and change the game, especially if you lose a centre back to a red card. You got to bring another one on for one of your forward players. But then the time is winding down well, and for me, that's a fantastic opening result. We're looking to advance the club, and getting a season off to that kind of start is exactly what you want. Obviously, as you can see, You can see the ratings of the players there. I can't properly, so I can't remember who got what. I think Hay got man of the match. But yeah, it was a fantastic game, fantastic team effort, and 3-0 against Wycombe Wanderers, who were doing well in real life at the moment. Couldn't ask for better than that. I think as we move on now, I think I say there's no point looking at the league table, which there isn't any point looking at the league table, because it's basically we're at our Bournemouth game, so there's no point looking at the league table because there's only one game in. Bournemouth now, and I can't remember exactly who I picked for the team, but I know it's quite a different team to start against Wycombe, purely because of fitness and stuff like that. Right, so I can't quite see who I'm picking in this team, but I think Esaias and Esteban Lopez get their debuts, their full debuts. But then what I'm pointing at there is me needing to change the mentality from control to counter. Now, if you watch the last save from last year, you'll know that the counter attack against bigger teams worked quite well at times. So pretty worthwhile alternating between the two. But me, I'm quite forgetful, so obviously I'll tell you now, I did forget to do it at first, but I did change it. And you'll see me change it during the game. Like I say, I do apologise once again, the fact that I got to narrate over this, but it's just one of them things, guys, you know. Just the technical difficulties I have to iron out. Hopefully now that I got my headset working again properly, it won't be a problem. I quite like this tunnel interviews. So as you're coming out, you know, some dickhead with a microphone is going to poke it in your face and ask you stupid questions. Yeah, let them. I'll answer their stupid questions. So Bournemouth at home, a championship team, a decent championship team, not top range, but by any stretch, but still a competitive championship team who would expect to come to us and get a comfortable win. So as you can see, if you look up on our tactic bar, we are on control at the moment, and I do notice, well, in decent enough time, and I notice soon enough. You'll watch me soon. Instead of noticed, I'm not sure, but I think they have a chance or two before I end up changing it. As you can see, it's a bit jumpy there, and Pidgley Pidgley made some good saves in this game. I can tell you that much. I'm not sure if that was a save or whether they hit the post or something there, but yeah, there you go. There's me changing it. Like, oh shit, I forgot. Obviously, they start the game strongly, but then since we changed that, things do get a little bit different. See, it's all jumpy now. That's not going to happen in future episodes now because I have changed the settings, and you know, hopefully that'll make it run a little bit smoother. But this laptop is a much stronger laptop than the one I was using last season. Much stronger, and the graphics card in it is a lot better. So the capability of doing this match engine is much greater. And there you go. We go 1-0 up. Kevin Feely with the headed goal against the run of play. Yeah, but it's only since I changed it to counter, and see that counter attack. It comes in really well for us. And as you can already see, Pidgley is having a good game for us, which, if we were to cause an upset, would be very vital. And obviously, our defence would have to completely hold their nerve and make no mistakes. But as you can see there, we're catching them on the break. So we pinched the first. A second would have been nice around about now. But then, to be honest with you, a second goal would be better late on. I'm not trying to give anything away. Everything I'm saying now isn't got absolutely nothing to do with the outcome of this game. And as you can see, we go in at half time with the 1-0 lead. Perfect. Going in at half time 1-0. Tell the boys, look, keep it tight. Keep it tight. Hold on to this lead. Don't let them get a goal. You know, defend that goal with your lives. It's exactly what I would say in this position. Because at the end of the day, you're going to cause a cup upset if you can stop that ball hitting the back of our net. Simple as. So you can say we don't really need any more goals. We got the lead. We just need to keep the lead. See, a bit of jumpiness. I think once it gets used to it, you know, it doesn't go quite so bad. But at the same time with this, I think the recording software obviously slows the process, the whole computer process down. But this is a stronger laptop, so I can't see there being many problems with it later on. But back to this game, we're nearly an hour in, and we've still got the 1-0 lead. You know, we are playing on the break pretty well. We're restricting them. I remember that, Zabrowski getting in, and that could have been significant if he could have done better with that. I think that's where I take him off for Clinton Morrison there. Clinton Morrison coming on. I'm not sure if this is actually his debut. I'm not sure if I brought him on in the last game, Clinton. See, Clinton Morrison is definitely someone you wouldn't have minded having on the ball with that Zabrowski chance. But I'm going to step my neck out and say Clinton Morrison is at the centre of something. How can I put it? I tell you what, something happens with Clinton Morrison, which defines the outcome of the game. Basically, you'll see it shortly. Must be thinking, spoiler alert. I'm not sure if that was him there, but I think I'll make some subs first before this defining moment. I think it's around about the 81st minute. I'm not necessarily saying there's a goal scored. I'm not necessarily saying anything. But like I say, there is something that happens. As you can see, we're 10 minutes away from causing a cup upset, which would have been great. You know, a bit of prize money. Obviously, we get the ticket money for this game, but then having another game where we're going to get ticket money. So they miss yet another chance. But then we have been restricting their chances. They haven't had as many as they would have liked to have. And there's Morrison. Misses a sitter. And you'll understand what I mean by defining moment. That there could have won us the game. Because they went right at the other end and equalised. Gutted. I was absolutely gutted with that. Couldn't believe it. What an absolute shitter to have your most experienced player miss a sitter, and then they go right at the other end and score off of it. Defining moment. Now you understand what I mean. Gutted, like proper gutted. So we've made all our subs. There's not a lot we can do to prepare for the extra time. So we just gotta hope we either pinch a goal, don't let them in and go to penalties, or alternatively we would basically, well, there is no alternative. It's either we pinch a goal, they pinch a goal, or it goes to penalties. As simple as that, actually. I don't even know what the hell I'm on about. But obviously it's half time and extra time, and we still at 1-1. Right now, sorry about that. Right now, you can say we take penalties. There was a chance, a real chance, an important chance. Because that happens. Gutted. And as you'll see now, not enough time to get us back into it, but I think it was a great effort from us, really. I guess you can say it was a good effort, you know. We were really unlucky in that. We had the lead right up till the 80th minute, well, the 83rd minute they scored their equaliser. You know, it was a bit of a shitter, but like I say, these things happen, you know. I can't see what I'm saying in the tunnel interview there, but as you can see, the stats, they did have a lot of chances, as you can expect, and they had more possession, as you can expect, because they're the better team. But, you know, we deserved at least to go to penalties, I think. You know, we held the lead and defended well against them. We restricted them, but we couldn't keep them out for the entire match, so ultimately we ended up losing the tie. It's just how it goes in this sort of thing. But thanks very much for watching, guys. The video's almost over. Hopefully, you know, this is going to be as good as the last series. But then, you know, well, I mean, we started pretty well. The tactics look solid. The signings look good, and hopefully this will be a successful season. So thanks very much for watching, and I'm just about to hit it at the end. So cheerio for now.